Perdan up here. We've got one more tribe talk. You can give him a hand as he comes. And he doesn't have notes or anything. Look at this guy. We got one more tribe talk out of Luke 15, the parable of the prodigal son or the lost son. Are you ready? You've got your 3 minutes ready? Yeah, he talks fast.
Talk a little fast, it's fine. So, yes, our last concluding seminar. Now, I am a context guy. It's not enough for me to know why something happens. I want to know the context surrounding. And let's take a step back. We've heard this parable multiple times. I'm not going to get into it. But let's remind ourselves that Jesus is actually talking to the Pharisees, the scribes, all right, these overly religious people. Now, I want you to imagine their expressions as they're hearing Jesus tell the story, as they're hearing him talk about this rebellious, disrespectful prodigal son who goes off. And of course, they're all, I'm glad that we would never do anything like that because we are pretty perfect. And then Jesus goes on to talk about this other character, this elder brother, which is this term we've thrown around in this church. And you know what? I can't help but always be a little convicted by it every time that I read it because there are so many times that we feel like the Pharisees. I do. I'm calling myself out right now. There's so many times, and Jesus had a harder time reaching the hypocrites than he did the lost. And why is that? Because the hypocrites don't think that they're lost. The difference between them is that one knew he needed a savior. The other one still didn't. One knew he needed a savior. The other still didn't. And there are times when Satan deceives me into thinking through pride, maybe I can do this without God. Maybe I can get through this day without God. And that is exactly where they are because I'm telling you, there is something that both of these characters had in common. Both had a complete disregard for the Father. One of them went away. The other one was only there for his stuff. I have served you faithfully, and yet you have not even given me a small goat. And the Father looks and he says, my son, all that I have has been yours. But what the elder brother betrayed was the fact that his heart has never been with the Father. He's only been in it for his stuff. And as I sit here and I preach, I think, how many times do I do what I do because I love God? I love the Father who died for me. I love the Father who sent and gave everything for me. And how much am I just in it because I love the feeling of superiority that I give to everyone around me? That is a question that I have to ask myself every morning. And I would rather be the prodigal who went far away and came back because he understood that he's just as lost as the brother than stay in a situation buried in pride and go through a callous existence who still isn't any closer to knowing the Father's love despite my many deeds. If that speaks to you, and I encourage you, this day and always examine your heart. It's about the Father's heart, not about what you can get out of it. And if you have a relationship and you follow God because you love him, you will get so much more out of your life.